Have any of you realized that you were the crazy boy girlfriend? I came to realize that I am the crazy boyfriend. And that I'll need an equally crazy girlfriend in order to be happy. Faked a pregnancy to keep him from leaving me. Held onto his car while he was trying to drive away. Internet stalked him and his new GF after breaking up. Yes. I was once the crazy you shouldn't stick your dick in. Pre-internet. High school sweetheart. With all the dysfunction that comes with that. We were very off and on for about 5 years. When we were off, I would drive by his work, a fast food place, to see if he was working. But the worst, we were supposed to meet at an ice cream parlor in town. I got there after him. And he was sitting at a table with a girl I knew by reputation only, and it wasn't a good one, remember. This was 30 years ago. I'd outgrown this attitude. I reversed the car and left without going in because I was so offended that he was sitting with this girl. He called my house. I refused his calls. Completely cut him off with zero explanation. Months later. Back from college. I bumped into him at a party. She was there too. He said, "What happened to you? I wanted to introduce you to my sister, the girl with the bad reputation." Full stop. Full stop. Full stop. Yeah. I was an idiot. We kept trying for another year or so. But I could never let go of the fact that I was that stupid and judgmental. Yes. Super over jealous, and I look back on it now and regret it. Without trust there is nothing in a relationship. Jealousy is my biggest fear in relationships. Because I am prone to overthinking everything. When I chased her down the street while coming on myself. We've all been there. Only when my ex got in touch on Facebook and reminded me of all the weird stuff I did. I'd forgotten most of it. I tried to laugh it off, but really I was thinking. Shit. Who else has she told about this? Apostrophe. Edit. Apparently the answer is everyone. Sometimes I get random flashbacks about the weird things I did in one of my past relationships and I just get so embarrassed. I'm glad we no longer speak because I would just feel like the biggest creep. When I made a fake Facebook to try to flirt with my girlfriend to see if I could trust her. Nothing really caused the clarity. Just kind of one of those "what the FCK am I doing?" moments. I'll call her up while pretending to be him. Arrange a date. Show up disguised as him and catch her two-timing me with myself. It would have been funny if she dumped you in favor of your fake profile. After my first relationship, I got a female friend of mine to play along with the story that I had been cheating on my ex with her for the entire relationship. I'm not proud. I was dating this guy and his ex kept calling him all the time. It bothered me, so I kept watering this shitty bonsai tree she had bought him with orange juice. He couldn't understand why it was dying. I realized the poor tree was innocent in all of this. Stopped poisoning it. And got over her calling him. The bonsai didn't make it. Yep. About 2 months afterwards. I was pretty clingy and would give up everything else to be with her. I dropped friends and family. Total devotion to her. I was thinking about the way I had acted and was like, I can see why we are no longer together. As a male. This is one of my biggest fears in relationships, because when you give more than your partner in a negative way, it just ends up hurting more when you realize it's not working. A couple of times I've gotten really attached to guys in my class at school, and after getting their numbers and finding out they didn't feel the same about me, I'd text them song lyrics. Not so much a crazy girlfriend. Just a crazy person. Every breath you take. Every move you make. Throwaway time. We were both the crazy ones. He was physically and mentally abusive. I was very depressed at this time and self-harmed on a regular basis. We would get into arguments that stemmed from nothing and escalated to him holding me against a wall, calling me SLTWH Ray, etc. Never cheated BTW. After this I would lock myself in the bathroom and cut. One particular time he broke the door down. And in actually trying to help me, I almost cut his index finger off with a hunting knife. After hours in the hospital, Being questioned by police, he didn't press charges. You think we'd have learned a lesson? Nope. This kind of behavior went on for about another year. Today I'm happily married and emotionally stable. I don't know about him. Because we live in different states. I hope he got help. As I did. When I told her that unless she stopped bitching at me I would throw myself down a flight of stairs. She hurt worse than expected. He wasn't actually my boyfriend. He was my best friend that I was convinced I was in love with. I was pretty pathetic. The things I said and did make me cringe now. I didn't realize how crazy I was being until I moved on and met a wonderful guy and my former best friend suddenly decided he was in love with me. With the roles reversed. I have had so many deja vu moments when he says things that I used to say. And it does come across as crazy and pathetic. I'm glad I was able to move on and grow up. Reddit should have an overly attached boyfriend meme. No. If you look at my girl again I will f***ing cut you. I didn't realize so much as I've always known I'm the crazy one. I regret nothing. I was burying her alive in the graveyard because I foolishly thought it was the only way to end the relationship and she just kept shouting you're crazy. But I didn't pay any attention to it, but a couple of days later I realized something. I've never had a girlfriend. I'm still too scared to go find out who the hell it was that I buried out there. What? People. Your insecurities are personality and relationship destroyers. Address them. Face yourself honestly, not harshly. Honestly. See a therapist. They're not for crazy people. Therapists give people tools to change behaviors they can't change on their own. That's it. You're not crazy. Seriously. It's that most people don't have the tools to deal with negative self-perception or destructive behaviors in a productive or reasonable way. No, but realized that he was when his other girlfriend started messaging me. Found out we had a lot in common and we're relatively similar looking and we became friends and both left him. This story is basically the opposite of this thread. Got paranoid. Figured out her VM passcode. Listened to a voicemail of a guy telling her that he'll miss her over the weekend and loves her. I confronted her about it and she denied it. I played it for her and suddenly realized it was me from a couple years earlier. She had saved it because it was sweet. After the 37th call. Been there. Done that. Not proud. I was trashed. In my underwear. Outside of her apartment. Throwing rocks at the garage door. Screaming at her for not being a big enough bitch. And it started because I wanted chocolate milk but was too drunk lazy to walk to the store. Then it hit me. Gumby. You are a f***ing lunatic. After I broke up with my ex I decided to log onto his Facebook to see what he had said about the breakup to other people. I didn't even find anything bad. But proceeded to change his password to Thisiswataufkingjut and then change his email account's password as well just so it would be a little harder for him to get his Facebook back. I may have also liked all of my profile pictures whilst on his account. Edit. Yes. I was the one who broken up with him. I had very good reason to. Which made the Thisiswataufkingjut password very relevant and necessary. Edit 2. Yes. It is a really shitty idea to share passwords. I may have also liked all of my profile pictures whilst on his account. You monster. How could you? I wouldn't say crazy. I'd say lazy. I was the lazy boyfriend. Which made her crazy. Slowly over time. It was like getting crushed by a glacier. After a week of tripping on mushrooms every other day or so. He tried to break up with me and I told him it wasn't in accordance with the prophecy. Well. I guess we weren't exactly dating so much as he got kicked out and needed a place to stay. So I'll let him sleep in my bed. Yes. Very early on. She sometimes loses some of her long blonde hairs. I collect those in a box at home. Also stole one of her used underwear to sniff and masturbat to at home. I secretly recorded her moaning during sex and listened to it almost daily. making her extra drunk on some nights so she's willing to do more sexually. Some pretty messed up stuff. And number 3232. And number 3232. Dude. Not a crazy boyfriend. But I did realize I was the arsehole boyfriend I always complained about girls liking. I called him over 200 times in a day. Not my proudest moment. I had found bloody tampons, not mine, when I cleaned his bathroom. I went crazy. Hacked into girlfriend's Facebook and told every guy that has messaged her to FCK off. Guessing a password isn't hacking. Yeah. When I let a guy see the jealousy and insecurity that I try so hard to hide, then I know I've crossed the line into crazy. Me and my ex broke up a few days ago. I'm desperately trying not to be crazy. Really want to though. When she broke up with me, my first instinct was to list everything I hated about her and our relationship. Even though she was crying. Internet relationships are just the best. 1. Never saw her in real life. Kind of. I realized that her crazy was making me act crazy. Basically, she was jealous and distrusting. Which led to arguments anytime I attempted to do anything without her. Eventually, I found myself going into conversations defensive and already angry. Because I anticipated the fight. I had become a generally angry person. And I didn't like it. So I split. Edit. Jesus. I'm sorry this is so common. I feel your feels. Brothers. Jealousy is love cancer. Hopefully we all learn to see the symptoms at least. There was this one time I was living with a girl I was totally in love with. I was the perfect boyfriend. Did her laundry. Made her bed. Organized her sock drawer. Then she found me. My ex-girlfriend better show up on this thread at some point. Morozman. It's me. I miss your scent. Come back. Patiently waiting for Morozwoman 182 to comment here. When he cheated on me in plain sight. And I instead blamed myself for it. And begged for his forgiveness. Talk about a lack of self-respect. I didn't realize until later. But I changed everything about myself for him. Dropped out of college. Moved out of my house. Took a crappy job doing the same thing he did. I basically ruined my life to be together. And the worst part was he was an asshole. I hacked into her email account to see if she was cheating on me or talking behind my back. This was a long distance relationship. And I was having doubts. Though she was actually cheating on me a couple months beforehand. She had broken up with me because she apparently didn't have time for a relationship. I told her a couple days later I started dating a new girl, totally fake, and about a week later, she was begging for me back. I also blamed the email hacking on my fake girlfriend. And made an email account for the fake GF so she, me, could talk to the real GF about me. I might have been a bit crazy looking back on it. I'm probably not your ex-BF GF. My name is Jordan. Good work. That was a pretty thorough job. When my ex broke up with me. It's a good thing you got that fourth tire or she might have unicycled out of your life. The present tense on can't is worrying. Now that is the kind of crazy I came into this thread looking for. Oh gosh. I was sick and I had just met this guy through work. Being that I had just moved to a new city. I didn't have a car so he volunteered to take me to the store and then drive me home afterwards. When he came into my apartment I begged him to stay the night with me claiming that I couldn't sleep alone and that I would be miserable if he left. Blame the meds.